Howard Allen here. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Happy holidays. This is our last taping of the year. I mean, we'll be releasing episodes concurrently, but our last conversation that we're having, and then we're going to take a break. We're chatting with Elfina Luk. You can see her concurrently on The Good Doctor, which just released its mid-season finale. You always leave us all on a massive cliffhanger every time around. And that's a testament to all of your talents and, of course, your writing and your creators. Thank you for your time today. I'm excited to chat with you.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Yes. Well, as we were talking off tape, this is our first conversation from The Good Doctor. So we're putting it out there and hopefully many more conversations. Yeah, so your mid-season finale just released. You've had a very interesting season. Your character, we've seen a lot happen. And what I think is very cool is from start to finish, and we'll get into this shortly, your character storyline has grown. We've gotten to see a lot more of you and more of a three-dimensional look at your character. But congrats on the season, wrapping things up. Are you happy to finally have a bit of a break, or are you still taping and getting things ready for us for the next part of the season?
I think after this conversation, I'll be officially, hopefully, on a break. I've had to work a little bit this past week. We just had a big snowfall last night, so I'm looking outside out my window right now. I think we have like over 30 centimeters of snow. So I'll be shoveling that in a little bit. But other than that, I'm really looking forward to taking a break and resetting. It's been a pretty big year, a lot of big life changes, and yeah, I'm excited for 2023. I think across the board, I've been hearing other people have had quite an interesting year as well. So I think we all deserve a little break, because I think everyone works really hard, on a regular basis. So
Yes, and in your business too. I mean, it's can be nonstop for a while. Now you film in the show takes place in San Jose, which I used to live there, by the way. So you all do a really good job of portraying the city of San Jose and everything that surrounds. It's very realistic, but obviously you're filming in Canada, right? That's where you guys tape, and you make it look really as authentic as you possibly can. I mean, I think even at one point I was Googling, does The Good Doctor film in San Jose? Because that's how realistic you guys make it look.
that's awesome. Yeah, we're in studio. We do have locations. We've been in Vancouver for all the seasons. We did move from further outside of the city in the first season, and then we moved back closer to the city, which was a really nice move in my opinion.
Yes. And Vancouver and Canada just as a whole has become like the new Hollywood as far as shows taping there. It's crazy how booming the industry is. So that has to be good for everybody there too, because it could really play any city, really. I mean, because it just looks, there's a lot of places you can go, but that's very cool. Again, it's been fun watching your character grow from the beginning to now. Again, you've had a few big episodes this season and played a lot of major roles in getting the story moving forward. But looking at your character from, say, the first season that we saw you and met you to now, how would you describe how she has changed, how she's grown? This is a question I like to ask because obviously you grow and change as a human being, so your character presumably changes as well, obviously from what the writers give you and also what you put into it as a storyteller and how you approach the character.
I think, early on, of course, there wasn't a lot. I was supporting nurse and really there functionally to help move everything along. And I feel like the biggest, development in terms of my character is the depth and where her strength is, where her internal strength lies, and how it comes out through the little bits and pieces that we uncover over, the duration of the storylines as she's supporting other characters as well as her own. So, we found out that I had a miscarriage that came out in a scene with Paige, and that was a really cool little nugget that was like, okay, so she, it starts to uncover who she is. But in addition to that, how you know, how I move in the hospital environment and at work. There's also pieces of that. So I didn't come in, you know, knowing everything about her. And it was exciting to explore and discover with the writers and in the different scenes as well. Um, and then, of course, the storyline that came up recently, that was the cliffhanger last season, really, you know, brought a new level of the depth of strength that she really does carry, you know. And I found that really exciting to explore and to tell that story. It meant so much to me that they trusted me to tell um, such an important story. And
Hmm.
so when I read that, it was yeah, I hope that it would open up a platform, and it has in different ways, to speak more openly about the struggles of people who are going through a similar experience. And that meant a lot to me to be able to lend myself to tell that story.
As your character is brought out more and we learn more about her and her backstory, do you have fans reach out to you and say, you know, I went through a similar situation, or maybe I'm an actual nurse working in a hospital, maybe not like high intense hostage situations or gun shootings. I don't know, maybe, or perhaps your character's miscarriage or just the internal struggles, as you said, she has perhaps maybe with other hospital members. Do people reach out to you and go, I really can relate to your character?
I actually have had some women reach out with to share some intimate stories, on social media, just in private messages, and that meant a lot to me, just to be someone who they could feel that they felt safe to reach out to share. I mean, that we didn't go into details or anything, but it resonated with them enough to, you know, to take action and reach out to me to share that. And it meant a lot to them to see that on the screen. And that in my heart was what I, you know, had hoped for, so that if I could even connect to one person. And for me, it's always been this with acting, whether it's comedy or drama or serious stories of human nature and of the human experiences, is connecting to one person with any level of emotion, whether it's laughter, joy, or sadness or grief. That 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 for me feels like I've done what I'm meant to do, or doing with that piece.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. Because I think, you know, obviously actor is the technical term, but I use this term a lot. Simultaneously, that you're a storyteller, you've done comedy, Sonic, the head of national security. That's my son's connection. He's 8. Yeah, and we've had several casts on from those two films as well. That was fun too. We really enjoyed you in that. But you've done other things too along the way, and then you get presented with this story. What was it that attracted you to this character in particular? Assumingly you didn't know much other than, you know, you were going to be in the first few episodes, and you don't, I don't know, maybe you don't know that your storyline's going to expand. I think that's just a testament to your ability as an actor. But what made you go, this is something that I want to take a chance on and really go for?
In terms of the show itself, it's very interesting. I actually was in the first season as just an ER nurse,
Yeah.
and I had to do so as a recurring. I don't know when I'm going to return, so they basically, whenever my character pops up in the script, I get notification, check my dates, and see if I'm available. And one time in season 1, I actually had to go to Toronto for a show, so I had to turn it down, and I thought, that's it, my, like, I'm
Oh
done.
yeah, you're
The
probably
show is
thinking,
done.
I'm done. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
it. Because you
and
don't really want
unfortunately,
to say no in this business if you can help it.
exactly, but it was one of those situations I couldn't get out of, because I had to be out of the city. And they've been really amazing. The production's really, really flexible and supportive, and in the schedule and whatnot. And then I actually auditioned for I re-auditioned for a nurse, Nurse Villanueva, actually, and it was
Okay.
a scene with Glassman and with Richard. And I thought that was it too. So I mean, it was wonderful to play that scene. I really enjoyed that. And to be very honest, beyond that, I didn't know what was beyond that. So I really just came in grateful for the opportunity to play. And when they moved locations, it's much closer to home. So I was like, this is great. It's very convenient. I'm going to work. But to be very honest, I thought I had no idea what was beyond that. So to be invited back every time was kind of like a beautiful invitation to be with people that are amazing. I love them. They're like family. Every time I show up, everyone's just got the warmest energies. I love it there. And I basically every step of the way, I just meet it with gratitude and openness and let go, because I honestly don't know what's next. And that's how the journey has been. And to look back, it's been amazing to see that it's been 6 seasons.
Yeah, it's wild. I mean, I remember when we first started hearing about this show, I mean, there was a lot of heat behind it as far as people were excited because the cast was huge. Of course, Freddie, I mean, good Lord, Charlie from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, August Rush, all of these fantastic films coming off of, the Psycho film prequel and then coming on to this. I mean, it's a really big deal. Well, congratulations on everything. It's really been fun watching your character just grow. Now you're celebrating with the head of the hospital having beer and hot wings. It seems like your character has earned the trust of everybody, and you really are an intricate part of the story. Where did the journey begin for you as an actor? Because I was looking at your filmography and you've had quite a career so far. You've done some really fun things, but what interested you in acting initially?
I think I've always enjoyed acting, and I've always, as a child, dreamed of doing it. And it never was, it never, I never thought of it as a reality growing up in my upbringing. So it wasn't until I had graduated from BCIT, I was going into broadcasting, journalism,
Okay.
radio, and I got invited to an acting class, and I never looked back because I never thought that it was something that was tangible. And so I really learned the business from the ground up on my own in my early 20s. And so that was quite a journey, just like learning everything from the ground up, and through experience and trial and error and just going for it.
Yeah, and here you are on a huge network show. As I said, it looks like you're actually in San Jose, and you even referred to a lot of places in the Bay Area. Very fun. So you should be done here soon. And you're ready for the holidays, I presume. However you choose to celebrate, it's time to relax a little bit, I think.
I think so. I agree. 100%.
Very good. Well, thank you so much for your time. Again, congratulations on everything. I'm very excited to see where we go next with this story and all the other things that you've been a part of. Have fun shoveling snow. We're supposed to be getting some here in the next few days. I lived in the Bay forever and now I'm in snow, so it's much different. I forgot what it was like to have to get up and warm your car in the
Oh, yeah.
morning and de-ice everything. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on everything, Elfina. I appreciate your time and thanks for hanging out with us today. It's been a pleasure chatting.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the snow when it comes.
Yes, thank you.